This is why I don't believe that Burke Ramsey is responsible for the unaliving of his sister JonBenet Ramsey. For years, I really did think it was Burke. My theory was this. Burke got mad at JonBenet, maybe over something small like the infamous pineapple. He hit her with a flashlight and the parents panicked. They thought she was gone. And since Burke was now technically the only living child in their home, they made a choice. They decided to stage a kidnapping, an intruder story. But something went wrong because JonBenet wasn't gone at that moment. She was unconscious. She started to wake up, and then that's when things took an even more disturbing turn, which led to additional chain of events. But that's no longer what I believe. This year, JonBenet would have turned 35 years old on August 6th. We were born exactly one day apart. That has always made it hit differently and motivated me to consistently deep dive on this case for many, many years, off and on. First off, the DNA. The DNA in her underwear, under her fingernails, on her long johns, none of it matched anyone in that house. There was even a boot print found near her body that, again, matched no one in that home. Now about the ransom note. Was it written by Patsy? Maybe. But think about this. If Patsy had truly just unalived her daughter and was scribbling out a cover-up ransom note, wouldn't her adrenaline be spiking at that moment? Her anxiety through the roof? I don't know about y'all, but have you ever been feeling really emotional, all over the place, and you go to try to write something? You'd expect shaky handwriting, rushed, messy. And not saying this is the neatest handwriting in the world, but it would be a lot messier than your natural handwriting. But instead, this ransom note was written nearly identical to Patsy's natural handwriting when she was in a much more calm state when they did the handwriting evaluation with the investigators. Unless she was a total sociopath with no emotional response, which technically there's no indication of. And the fact that Burke was only 9 years old. If he really did this in a fit of rage over a bowl of pineapples, don't you think that we would have seen signs of or heard about fits of rage to that extent since then? It's been almost 29 years. There have been no reports of him having violent outbursts with anyone. No ex-girlfriends, no co-workers, no friends coming forward with any kind of rage fit story. Plus, I mean, if you watched any of the videos or saw the photos, from back then, he was small, kind of lanky. I mean, here he is here. He's not super, super skinny, but I just don't feel like a child this size could deliver the kind of blow that caused the kind of skull damage that we saw in JonBenet's autopsy, even with a flashlight. At this point, I am definitely leaning more and more towards the intruder theory with the story. I have gone over the details of this case multiple times, but this most recent time around when I decided to go over things because her 35th birthday was coming up, I started to really think about it in a different light, looked at it from a different perspective, and things started to look differently for me, I guess is the best way to put it. But there are also more recent things that have come out and been discussed and been announced and talked about that have deterred my thought process on this situation. But that is a whole nother rabbit hole, and we'll have to leave that for part 2 because we're already 5 minutes in. Let me know what your theory is when it comes to the JonBenet Ramsey unsolved case in the comments, and let's have a discussion, and stay tuned for part 2.